welcome back to ThrillNet, and today we're going to be discussing what to expect at Scarefest for 2019 at Alton Towers. Wait, did someone just say Blackpool Pleasure Beach? Well, I guess the music kind of fits. Yeah, although it's only September, things are getting a little bit spooky in the northwest as Blackpool Pleasure Beach have now announced their Halloween lineup for 2019, and it's bigger and better than ever. And in this video I'm going to be discussing my speculations based on what's been announced. All the information in this video is going to be taken from the Blackpool Pleasure Beach website and the web page that is located on, and I'm going to have a link to that web page in the description, which also has links to where you can book onto these different things. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Now, if you've watched my channel in the past, you'll know that I'm not a massive fan of Halloween. I'm not really into horror, I've not done any scare mazes, and I'm not really into the idea of doing any scare mazes. But I thought, you know what, let me do a Halloween video speculating, because you know me, I am a big fan of Blackpool Pleasure Beach. So I thought, you know what, let's do a Halloween video. So yeah, first Halloween video on the channel. I may do some more depending on how this one turns out. But yeah, so first of all, Vampire Beach is back again for 2019. This event's been running for a good few years now. Last year they made it bigger, and in 2019 it sounds like it's going to be just as big, if not bigger, because I believe it is the longest time that Vampire Beach has ever run. So, and this is taken from the website, as I said previously. The event is going to be running from the 12th to the 31st of October. So Vampire Pleasure Beach is back for our longest event to date. Join us on park from the 12th to the 31st of October for creepy goings on. Take in the park's unique Halloween atmosphere, have a go at carving your own pumpkin, and get spooked by the roaming actors. Loudger the werewolf will be roaming the park after unsuspecting victims to scare with septicemia. Anyway, no time to get completely spooked out just yet, as Blackpool Pleasure Beach have announced that they are going to be running an event, a proper horror event this time, called Journey to Hell Freak Night. So this is going to be running from the 27th to the 31st of October, and Journey to Hell Freak Nights are a terrifying experience-led event through themed areas of Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Journey to Hell Freak Night sets a new bar for the fear factor at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Brave potential victims will be guided by their guardian through a series of scare zones, including Algae Paranormal, the Scare Maze, Underground Horror Tunnels, the S&M Arena, the Fearful Icon, and Passage del Terror. Journey to Hell is reserved for guests aged 13 years or older. An adult must accompany under 16s. There must be no more than a 6-to-1 under 16 to adult ratio. So basically that means that for every 6 adults, for every 6 under 16, sorry, there must be 1 adult with those. Anyway, please note, Journey to Hell is a scare zone, live actor and action-based experience, which will include 1 roller coaster. No other rides will be open as part of Journey to Hell. Journey to Hell will include the following: sexual content, offensive language, uneven places, low, no visibility areas, strobe lighting, smoke, haze, loud noises, blackout hoods, latex, confined spaces, steps, water spray, damp or wet conditions, a physically demanding environment, and, last but not least, height restrictions. So let's go through that then. So in terms of, yeah, let's start with sexual content. I doubt it's going to be that explicit because the event is for, the age restriction on this event is only 13. If it was going to be that explicit, then I'm guessing they would have to up that to 15 or 16. So yeah, it's probably just going to be, I don't know what, a few innuendos, a few sexual references, jokes, etc. It doesn't surprise me that this is going to be included, as it has been known in the past that in kind of horror movies or even other scare mazes and stuff like that, that that sort of content has been used as kind of to create a false sense of security. So it will work. That should work quite well, actually. Anyway, on to offensive language. Obviously, the event is age 13 or older. You'll know me, I don't use any offensive language in my videos, as I do keep this a family channel, but obviously with that sort of language being used, yeah, you can expect some of that with it being more an adult orientated event. Uneven surfaces, yeah, that's of course common in scare mazes. I mean, I've never been in a scare maze, but you know, I know that. Low, no visibility. Obviously, strobe lighting, very common in scare mazes. So obviously, if you suffer with photosensitive conditions, this event is not going to be for you. Smoke, haze, again, if you're suffering with conditions such as asthma, this event's probably not really going to be for you. Loud noises, obviously, you know, with these sorts of horror things, they play a big part in jump scares and stuff, so if you're not into loud noises, I'd maybe consider wearing ear defenders or something like that for this. Or if you just really can't take loud noises, then this event is not really for you. Blackout hoods. This is an interesting one, actually. You know, you have some scare mazes, and this is from what I've heard as I've never done, where you have kind of the bag over your head thing, where you're like blindfolded basically. I don't know whether there's going to be any touching in these scare mazes. Usually I think these sorts of blindfolded parts are where you like follow a rope or something, so this maybe indicates the actors may touch you. I'm not actually seen anything about whether the actors touch you or not for this event, but yeah, it sounds like that might be a possibility. And I've heard one or two YouTubers, obviously it says one roller coaster is going to be open. The speculation is that this roller coaster is going to be Icon because of the name of the particular like attraction, kind of part of the event. So I think we can pretty much confirm that the roller coaster is going to be used for this. It's going to be Icon, which is going to be really unique. Actually, it's really good that they're using the roller coaster because, you know, it takes a bit of a different angle on kind of the horror Halloween kind of horror Halloween kind of event than other parks have really taken before, so I think it's good they're doing that. Now I've heard a couple of YouTubers speculate, could the blackout hoods be used on Icon? I mean, yeah, obviously there's health and safety stuff, you know, with that, but it would be really good to ride Icon with a blackout hood, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I'm not into like kind of horror, as I said before, but not gonna lie, I would really love to ride Icon with a blackout hood. I think it would be really cool. As you know, my #1 roller coaster, and so I'm really looking forward to finding out kind of what that's going to involve, whether and kind of how Icon's going to be used. But you know, blackout hoods are obviously going to be used in this event, so you're obviously going to have some bag over your head sections, or maybe just one bag over your head section. But you can expect at least one of those sort of sections. But nevertheless, we can confirm Icon. It's going to be a night ride that you take on it, so you get a night ride on Icon in this event, which is not a bad deal at all, really, in my opinion. I mean, yeah. So nevertheless, you're going to get a night ride, which is, I mean, even if the hood thing isn't used on Icon, a night ride's still very good. And I've also heard speculation, will they change the lighting on Icon, because obviously it has quite light, like white lighting at the moment. Could we like change that to red for Halloween? Obviously we're seeing red lighting used on coasters such as Nemesis at Alton Towers for Halloween, so it would be good if we could like change Icon's lights to red. But yeah, anyway, let's carry on. Latex is going to be used. Confined spaces, obviously these events are quite claustrophobic, so if you suffer with conditions such as claustrophobia, it's not really going to be for you. Steps, I'm not sure how, I don't know about the disability kind of how they're doing this. I know Alton Towers, they don't let people who are disabled into their attractions. I don't know anything about Blackpool, but I really hope that they do allow people with disabilities into these attractions, because I know it's obviously for safety reasons, but I really do think it's unfair. These sort of attractions should be accessible, and that's just as much as like roller coasters should be accessible. Like Alton Towers and that, they make the roller coasters, they allow disabled people, and why aren't they allowing them in like scare mazes? I mean, obviously for safety, but you know, if they're allowing it for roller coasters, then I feel like they should really allow it for scare mazes as well. Just take some effort to make them accessible. But the fact it's got steps, I don't know what that's going to be like for like wheelchair access. Whether they can make some arrangements for that. It depends where they're going with disabilities really. And I've not found anything to say kind of about disabilities in terms of this event. I've not found any information on it, which I hate that it's kind of so hard to find like information about disabilities with these kind of things. I really think it should be more easy to find, because you know, because if you get there and you booked it and you've got a disability, then and they refuse you entry, then then that's not good at all. And from my personal experience with obviously Europa Park and stuff, you know, it's really disappointing, and it really does get to us guys who do have disabilities when that sort of thing does happen. So yeah, I'm not too happy that they're not, because you know, these attractions, you know, there should really be more information about that. Okay guys, so I was just coming to edit this video, and when I came to edit this video I discovered what you see on your screen now. Turns out basically everything I said over the past couple 2 minutes about there being no information about accessibility for this event was a load of rubbish, because I didn't notice this when I was making the video, because I kind of just skimmed through to the main bits of information. But there is actually a FAQ underneath for Journey to Hell Freak Nights underneath the main information which you saw before, but just above the what to expect, with all the pictures of the different attractions which you saw previously. So basically it says, in creating our Halloween event, we have endeavoured to be as accessible as is reasonably practicable. However, please understand there are restrictions that apply due to the unique nature of this event mentioned above. So that's basically referring to the things I just went through about blackout hoods, etc. Please consider the above if you suffer from a medical condition which would be affected as a result of your experience on your journey to hell, then you may not be able to participate in all of the events. As a result, we will offer a concessionary rate. Please contact us to discuss your condition, and we will be happy to discuss. So yeah, it seems like they're being quite flexible with it. It seems like it's not a complete no-no, like Alton Towers and stuff. But obviously we don't know everything about all these mazes, but or scare zones should I say, but depending on your condition, obviously with steps and stuff, you saw all that above what I mentioned as I was going through. Yeah, some events may be a bit not so accessible, but I thought it's quite good that they've included this. So yeah, I do apologise to anyone from Blackpool Pleasure Beach who just was like watching the last couple of minutes. Probably, I doubt anyone was watching and thought, what are you on about? There's information about this. But yeah, that's quite good. There's also some other stuff in the FAQ, as you can see. The link to this page will be in the description, as I said before, but definitely make sure you go and check that out. As you can see, there's information about like bringing food into the park and stuff, which, by the way, same rules apply as for a standard day out at Pleasure Beach. You can't take food into this event, but it does say food will be available. I know I've not got that bit like open so you can see it, but I have read through that. But yeah, anyway, back to the video. Anyway, we can also confirm water spray is going to be used, so could that mean that there's going to be some like use of the fountains? Who knows? I mean, this event seems like it's going to be more scare zone based rather than scare maze based. I mean, there's obviously the scare maze in the, it looks like the Chinese maze from the picture. We have seen a maze in there before for Vampire Beach, but that's more a family one, so yeah, it's quite cool that they're using that for like a scare maze. So we definitely know there's going to be one scare maze with them using Passage del Terror, and I'll talk a bit more about Passage del Terror later in this video, and also a bit in a minute as well with my speculation, because that is a separately operated thing, so there's clearly been some negotiation between the Pleasure Beach and Passage. But yeah, water spray. I think it would be good to have a scare maze down there. It's a good big open space. A scare maze would work good near the fountains, and again, we could colour them red obviously to like create like a blood effect. And damp or wet conditions. Again, could that be a reference to the fountains, or could, you never know, there may be some, obviously there's water spray, so it's going to be damp and wet, but could there be another aspect of the event that's going to be damp and wet? We'll have to wait and see. A physically demanding environment, so maybe that could indicate there's going to be like some crawl sections or something like that. But yeah, what else? Height restrictions, obviously with there being Icon. The height restriction for Icon is 1.3 for the majority of the train, apart from the back row, which I believe is 1.5. So yeah, we can confirm that the restriction for this event is going to be at least 1.3 meters. Anyway, you know what, so obviously we've seen the attractions, I've showed you some pictures on the screen of the attractions to expect. Obviously talked about the Chinese puzzle maze. Now in terms of Passage del Terror, it seems like the Pleasure Beach must have had some negotiation with the guys down at Passage, because that's not, strictly speaking, part of the Pleasure Beach. It is owned by a separate company, so I'm guessing that it seems like Passage may be helping them out, because it seems like Passage del Terror is going to be being used for the experience. So I'm guessing that because yeah, I'm guessing that is going to be part of the experience, and that they are going to take guests through Passage as part of this. Whether they'll spruce it up for Halloween, I'm not sure, because that is a all year round attraction, Passage del Terror. It's open every day. So yeah, that's interesting. And not sure whether this, like, obviously Passage, I'm guessing they could be helping them set this up, because obviously they are experienced in kind of horror and stuff with the nature of the attraction. But yeah, whether this like relationship will continue with future Halloween events, I'm not sure, but it is good that they're getting Passage's help, or that's what it seems like for the first year of the event anyway. So yeah, it's interesting because it seems like the event will be scarier than Passage, because obviously Passage has the age 10 restriction, this has the age 13 restriction, so we can assume this is going to be a pretty scary event in comparison to Passage. But then again, the age 13 restriction could be in place solely because of the sexual content and bad language that it seems is going to be used in the attraction. Anyway, something else we need to talk about coming to Blackpool this Halloween is late night riding at the Pleasure Beach. So this is going to take place on October the 26th. So on October the 26th from 4 PM, Blackpool Pleasure Beach will transform into a ghastly and spine-chilling place where hordes of zombies and vampires, goblins and ghouls will be partying in the park, with live music playing in our FY4 area around the spectacular dancing fountains. If you attend in full fancy dress, not just devil horns, adults receive a free alcoholic vampire blood slush cocktail, and children receive a non-alcoholic vampire blood slush cocktail. All of this and a hair-raising evening of late night riding and a spectacular display of fireworks at 10 PM. Guys, please do note, however, that this will be subject to weather. Obviously, we have seen the late night riding and fireworks cancelled before, back in August, when there was that storm over the UK. Obviously that had to be cancelled because we can't be launching fireworks in those conditions. So yeah, if the weather is that bad, then the event will not run. But hopefully all will be good and it will take place. So yet another thing you can expect at Blackpool Pleasure Beach this Halloween. I know the lineup is absolutely amazing this year because it's usually just the Vampire Beach and the late night riding, but Blackpool Pleasure Beach this year are going to have an open air drive-in cinema screening classic Halloween films. So they say that we will be offering snacks and drinks for you to enjoy in your vehicle, but don't get too comfortable. It may not just be the film that makes you jump. So that indicates that we could have some live actors around this area. Anyway, so what to expect in terms of classic films, I'll put the timetable up on the screen. So, on the 27th of October at 8:30 PM, so this is running from the 27th to the 31st as well, like the Journey to Hell 3 night. You can expect at 8:30 PM, Candyman is going to be shown on the 28th of October at 8:30 PM. The Conjuring on the 29th at 8:30 PM, we're going to be showing Saw. On the 30th at 6:45 PM, they're going to be showing Hocus Pocus, which is a more family horror movie. So that one's fun for all the family. All the other ones on this timetable really aren't family friendly at all. Also on the 30th of October at 9:30 PM, you can expect to see The Exorcist. And on the 31st of October at 8:30 PM, you can expect to see Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I believe that one's meant to be like really scary out of all that. I've never watched a horror film in my life, but I believe that Texas Chainsaw Massacre is particularly scary, so that's quite fitting for the finale, I guess. But anyway, that's still not all, as from the 25th of October to the 2nd of November, there's going to be a Circus of Horrors, which is back for another year. Yeah, I forgot that that's also been present in Blackpool's Halloween lineup before. And that's going to be located in the Globe Theatre, Blackpool Pleasure Beach. So, Circus of Horrors will include an amazing amalgamation of acts driven by a rock and roll soundscope, a show that will have you sat on the edge of your seat and not falling off with laughter. The almighty cast that stormed into the finals of Britain's Got Talent is now a West End worldwide hit and will take you on a rock and roller coaster. I hope Disney aren't watching this, Blackpool Pleasure Beach, Anyway, on a rock and roller coaster ride of unbelievable, bizarre and beautiful acts. It is a circus like no other, and a show that you simply can't afford to miss. Whether you're a rock music fan or a theatre goer, the Circus of Horrors is something for everyone. There is simply no better place to celebrate Halloween than the Circus of Horrors at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. So, and that's not to mention that in Nickelodeon land from the 12th to the 31st of October, things are going to be getting spooky with Team Nick and the Nickelodeon characters. So get ready to dress up, go nickel-treating down on Nickelodeon land. If you want to join in the fearsome fun, find one of our freaky face painters who can give you a terribly good makeover. Fees do apply for that, guys, by the way, so yeah, just be wary of that. And of course, you can expect Passage del Terror as well. That's going to be open as standard every day throughout this period. So let's see what Blackpool Pleasure Beach have to say about Passage del Terror, as there is a paragraph or two about it. So anyway, Passage del Terror is located in this casino building, well, the basement of the casino building at Pleasure Beach, and has been terrifying its visitors for more than 20 years. The most famous characters from the horror genre come to life within the confines of Passage del Terror to produce a unique, terrifying venture where the public become the victim. The theatrical setting is raised into 20 sets, and with around 18 actors lurking in the darkness, the realism of the scenes, the multiple special effects, and the shocking energy with which these characters appear out of nowhere will leave you breathless and trembling until you find the exit. Please note that the horror bar will also be open every night from October the 25th to November the 2nd to welcome Circus of Horrors guests and Journey to Hell victims. The horror bar is located at the end of Passage del Terror, so we can assume that the Passage del Terror is, I guess, going to be the end of the attraction, Journey to Hell Freak Nights, and where you're basically going to be able to just hang out after that in the bar, obviously, because why not end the attraction in the bar? But yeah, by the way, this attraction, it's clear that it's definitely not a free-for-all, the Journey to Hell, and that it is kind of led, and you go through stuff in like chronological order, because there are 3 time slots on the Pleasure Beach website for booking. There's 6:30 to 8 PM, 8 to 9:30 PM, and 9:30 till, I guess, 11 PM. But Pleasure Beach Experience said in one video that Pleasure Beach were advertising for potential like candidates to be the actors. They've been doing the auditions, but they will need to be available till midnight from the 27th of October till the 31st of October. So I'm guessing that, depending on, obviously that depends how many people there is, and I'm guessing for like packing away and stuff. So yeah, they will need to be available until midnight, the actors. Obviously that's going to depend how many people like go through and stuff. So yeah, because depending on how many people there are, it might take an hour until everyone's through Passage or whatever the last bit of the attraction is. But yeah, last but not least, then we have the Horror Crypt, which is located on Ocean Boulevard, just outside the Pleasure Beach. So the Horror Crypt is a walk-through museum featuring genuine props from horror movies and TV shows, terrifying special effects, and life-size displays based on all of your favourite scary movies and histories, most feared murderers, and madmen and women. So the Horror Crypt is a more family attraction than Passage del Terror and the Journey to Hell stuff, because I've seen videos of that myself, and it's not too scary, the Horror Crypt. So if you do have younger children, maybe around like 8 or older, they should be okay in the Horror Crypt. Maybe even younger than 8, to be honest. But yeah, it is a family attraction, really. The crypt has been a feature on the outside of the Pleasure Beach for almost 40 years, and has been featured on Tim Burton's music video for The Killers and the BBC series Dr. Terror's Vault of Horror. So yeah, that's open every day as well. I believe that is it £3 or maybe £1 to get in, to be honest. It's a lot cheaper than Passage del Terror, which brings me to the end of this video. Things are getting spooky, as I said, in the northwest, whether you like it or not. I'm not a big fan of Halloween. Things are getting spooky here in the northwest. Halloween's better than ever in Blackpool Pleasure Beach, which means I better end this video. Thank you for watching. Yeah, I better end it because I think that this void of Halloween is about to swallow me up. So yeah, thank you for watching.